Yeah, g'day, I hope you're well. Let's have a look at a story from the Island Packet of South Carolina. Here's the headline. It reads, Hilton Head McDonald's served man sweet tea with a side of weed. Report says it gets worse. So the story goes, Parish Brown thought it was strange when the Hilton Head McDonald's worker paused as he ordered a sweet tea with light ice and extra lemon. Extra lemon? The drive-through worker asked in an odd voice. Brown later figured out what the extra lemon was about when he discovered quite a bit of weed inside his sweet tea after he drank it at work. The 24-year-old Charleston man called the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office around 11:30pm October 27 to report the incident. I have never had weed a day in my life, so immediately after I started drinking it, I started to feel weird, and it didn't taste like something I recognised, Brown said. Well, why'd you keep drinking it? If you're expecting it to taste like iced tea, and it tastes like something you don't recognise, surely you wouldn't keep drinking it. Anyway, and saying that he immediately felt weird. What a load of bullshit. For those who are ignorant, the natural cannabis plant will not get you high. There's no THC in a cannabis plant. There is, however, THCA, which is in an acid form. Now, for this to be converted to THC, which will get you high, it has to go through a process of heat. That's why when people smoke it, as it's burning, the THCA is converting to THC, or when they're having it through a bong, or when edibles are made. They're made using a process where heat will be applied so that the THCA can convert to THC, so it's psychoactive. So by this numbnut saying that he immediately felt weird, there's some bullshit being spread there, because it just doesn't happen, my man. Anyway, let's keep going with this bullshit story. It then goes on to say, but he was thirsty and needed a late-night pick-me-up as he worked his second job on Hilton Head. Except not that kind of pick-me-up. He had hoped for the sweet tea and kept thinking, maybe this will get better. Maybe it's just me, as he fidgeted with his straw and poked around the inside of his cup. Finally, when Brown realised he was high as a kite, he opened up the lid only to find something he wasn't expecting, 3 bags of marijuana. Turns out he was poking around his cup with the straw. The bags became punctured, releasing the leaves into the tea, according to him. Just that happening will not convert the THCA to THC. It would have to be put through a boiling process for a certain amount of time. Anyway, let's go on. Well, I was high and panicking and at work, so I called my dad, Brown said. I didn't want to get in trouble for this. Brown said it was a whole ordeal. His father told him to tell his manager what had happened and call the police. And then it gets worse, Brown said. I called dispatch and the woman yelled like, "What? Call 911. And I was like, "Ma'am, you are 911. She couldn't believe it. Oh, poor fella must have been off his tree, hey? Anyway, Brown said he had a tough time convincing his management and authorities what happened. I kept being like, "I swear, there is weed in my sweet tea," he said. The officer asked me why I drank it, and I was like, "Well, I was thirsty." He said the officer who responded took one glance at him and one sniff of the substance inside his drink. And they were like, "Oh yes, that's marijuana," Brown said. commenting that he wasn't entirely sure if it was just marijuana in his drink, because the effects he was experienced seemed to be different from what he understood. So somewhere along the line, to this point of his life, he had read that, if you smoke cannabis, this is how you'll feel. And he just wasn't feeling that way. Anyway, let's keep going. Brown said the rest of his meal, which included a 10-piece chicken McNugget and a double cheeseburger, was completely normal. He checked his receipt and saw that he had paid the regular menu price for the items. Huh, is that right? Well, I thought I'd do a little bit of checking here. And the first thing I found was that cannabis, or marijuana, is illegal in South Carolina. So, I wouldn't expect the prices there for weed to be low. So I went to this site and had a look and checked what the weed prices were. And there you go. Who would spend that much money buying weed and then giving it away to a numbnut like this? Anyway, I thought, what's the cost of a sweet tea at McDonald's? So I had a look on this side here, and here it is here, under the drinks section. Let's go for a large one, hey? There you go, $1.49. So, yeah, you buy a sweet tea for $1.49, and you get, what, 3 bags, maybe $100 worth of cannabis for free? Pull the other one. Anyway, to finish this story off, the Sheriff's Office is investigating the incident, according to spokesperson Major Bob Bromage. The marijuana was submitted into evidence, according to the police report. Bromage said he could not comment further on the case or give details, including the specific business location, as the investigation is pending. There are 2 McDonald's locations on Hilton Head in the north and south ends of the islands, and I'm sure everyone who loves a bit of a smoke will be going there asking for a large sweet tea with extra lemon, thank you.
Oh, I'm out of snow. Bullshit. No drinks for me, thanks. Bullshit.